what advice would you give to them about if they want to try to do something big in this world, they want to really have a big positive impact, what advice would you give them?
Try to be useful. Do things that are useful to your fellow human beings, to the world. It's very hard to be useful. Try to have a positive net contribution to society. I think that's the thing to aim for. Not to try to be sort of a leader for the sake of being a leader or whatever. The people you want as leaders are the people who don't want to be leaders.
When you think about education and self-education, what do you recommend? How you can become useful, as you mentioned, how you can have the most positive impact?
I'd encourage people to read a lot of books. Just read, basically try to ingest as much information as you can, and try to also just develop a good general knowledge. Try to learn a little bit about a lot of things. Because you might not know what you're really interested in. How would you know what you're really interested in if you at least aren't doing it?
Is there something you think is a sheer waste of time? What is the biggest waste of time, he thinks?
There are a lot of things that are a waste of time. When you think about your life, I often tell people that I work with, if you can get, because people have very high standards for how they want their work life to be. And I said, look, if you can get your work life to be where you enjoy half of it, that is amazing, because very few people ever achieve that. Because the truth is, everything comes with overhead. That's reality. Everything comes with pieces that you don't like. You could be a Supreme Court justice, and there's still going to be pieces of your job you don't like. Every job comes with pieces you don't like. And we need to say, that's part of it. And I find people don't dislike hard work. What people dislike is being out of control. They can't control their life. They can't control their environment. We all have the same amount of time in the world. Nobody has more time than anybody else.
What is your one hot tip for somebody on the onset of their career?
So a young person starting their career, I think there are probably a lot of things. Some of them are very well known and people have heard them many times, they're still true. One of those that you should always focus on, a young person should find something that they're passionate about to do. And that's not going to surprise anyone. It's a clear thing to do. It's very hard. If you don't love your work, you're never going to be great at it. I think the other thing I would suggest to any young person, even before they start their career, is to really think about their choices. Because I find young people, and when I was young, I made this mistake too. You can get very fixed on your gifts. So everybody has gifts. You have gifts and you have things that you didn't get gifted. Maybe you're extremely beautiful, maybe you're extremely good at mathematics, there are a lot of things that you can be given. But those things can confuse you because they're not the things that construct your life. It's your choices that construct your life. Because they're gifts, they were given to you. You didn't earn them. You can only be proud of the things you earn. And so, as I got older, I started to realize I wasn't proud of my gifts. I was always good at school. School was always easy for me. And I was always proud that I was a great student. I got A's in all my classes. I was good at math, all of that. And I thought that's who I was. But it's not true. Those are the things that are gifts. What was hard for me is deciding to work hard, deciding to use my gifts in certain ways, to challenge myself, to do things that I didn't think I could do, to put myself in uncomfortable situations. We all I would say to a young person, you can choose a life of ease and comfort, or you can choose a life of service and adventure. Which one of those, when you're 90 years old, are you going to be more proud of?
Is there a job, if it wasn't Amazon, if it wasn't business related, is there something else? You started all over again at this age and stage, and you took on a different profession. Would there be one that is close to your heart?
I would be very curious today. If I were a young college student today, I would be very interested in biotechnology. I think biotechnology is just a fascinating arena that probably in the next 10 or 20 years, there's going to be a golden age of biotech. One of the golden ages that's happening right now before our eyes is also artificial intelligence and machine learning. So that's another arena that I would be very interested in. If Amazon hadn't worked out, I would be an extremely happy software programmer.
One thing you could have more of, what would that be?
The obvious answer is time, because efficiency, there's an embedded assumption when you're being efficient, and the embedded assumption is that you know where you're going. And I like to wander, because it's wandering that allows you to invent and to explore and to follow your curiosity. But wandering is very time-consuming. And so if I could have one more thing, it would just be more time.